Imagine this. You're probably walking across the airport, and all of a sudden, a party begins to form at this gate at some point. Well, in that case, you may have come across something that's called an inaugural flight. An inaugural flight is something many aviation enthusiasts like myself already know about. But for people who want to learn more about airplanes and airport operations, this is what it's all about. An inaugural flight is a first occurrence of a specific mission. It's usually for a new route, new airline, or a new aircraft. It is an eye-catching event for geeks across the globe to witness an inaugural flight. It is no surprise that airports will bring all the festivities to greet an occasion such as this. You can expect some water salutes, speeches from guest speakers, and a ribbon-cutting ceremony that's going to take place. There are many of these events that are depicting an inaugural flight, and airport employees do a great job on organizing it. That's why in this special plane spotting video, I'm about to witness what an inaugural flight celebration is all about. Join me as I head down to Seattle-Tacoma International Airport for Finnair's inaugural flight from Helsinki on June 1st, 2022. There will be a lot happening at this special inaugural event, and I'll be here to witness it all. It is a great honor to be able to share my experience as a plane spotter during an inaugural flight. And despite not being part of the inbound or outbound flights, I'm still excited to share amazing content about what happened that day. So without being said, let's get right into this plane spotting video on June 1st at SeaTac Airport in celebration of Finnair's inaugural flight. Enjoy the video, everybody! What's going on, guys? It's me, Dreamliner Fan 2016 here, and today we have another Seattle-Tacoma International Airport spotting video for you guys, and another special one too. So I hope you guys are excited for this video, because we got a lot to cover, and some very interesting stuff that's going to be happening along the way. So without being said, let's get into the video. So this spotting day took place on June 1st, 2022. And on that day is a very special day for Seattle, because I'm about to catch the Finnair inaugural flight from Helsinki. Man, I just had like an inaugural flight of Turkish Airlines a couple of days ago, and now we're having a Finnair inaugural coming to Seattle. Man, 2 inaugural flights catched in Seattle. How about that? Man, that is just amazing. Once again, everybody, I'm going to be catching the inaugural flight of Finnair from Helsinki into Seattle. And like I said, it is a very special day for SeaTac Airport. So without being said, let's get the spotting day started. I just arrived here at SeaTac Airport using the Sound Transit tram that allows me to travel all the way from the South Station to the airport station. So pretty much the South Station is somewhere around Shoreline, Washington, which is actually where my Airbnb is, because I was staying here for like a couple of weeks. And yeah, I'm already here at SeaTac Airport. Let's just walk into the airport. And this spotting day is really identical to my other spotting video I did when Turkish Airlines did its inaugural flight to Seattle. So what I did is I applied for a gate pass in advance, and on the day I'm spotting, I show it to TSA, goes through security, and boom, I'm already inside the terminal itself. So like I said on the previous video, the shops and the restaurants here at SeaTac Airport are really nice, and it overall gives the airport a really modern and futuristic look. And I really do like on how airports are designed like this. It overall gives like a overall mood to like the feeling of traveling by air. And honestly, I really enjoy these airports. I know some can be old, but honestly, this is really modern, like I said. So, let's go explore the airport to look for some planes. So let's start off with the Alpha Gates, which is mostly the Delta Airlines section of the terminal. So, as you can pretty much tell, there's a lot of Delta Airlines aircraft parked at this time. There are a couple of Alaskas and Uniteds, but mostly Deltas. There are like some main lines, some regionals, and a few heavies. So if you're traveling with Delta, then you have to be at the Alpha Gates in order to look for your gate for your Delta flight. We'll start here with this Delta Airbus A320-100 registered November 108 Delta Quebec. This aircraft is currently parked here at gate Alpha 2, and 2 baggage belt loaders are getting ready to either unload the bags from the previous flight or load up the bags for its next flight. Next up, we have this United 737-800 currently pushing back out of its gate. and this aircraft is not going to be flying to its next destination, but rather towed to the maintenance ramp for some quality checks and inspections on the aircraft. This aircraft had done a previous flight from Chicago O'Hare a couple of hours ago and arrived at the airport at 3:32 p.m. Now that's an early arrival for that flight right here. Now we have a couple of Delta aircraft at the Bravo gates, so let's jump into some pictures. We first have another Delta A220-100 registered November 140 Delta uniform. It is currently getting some catering done, and the bags are set to be loaded up onto the aircraft on its next flight. Behind it is this Delta 737-800 registered November 3739 Papa. I do believe ground crew are getting ready to load up the aircraft before flying to its next destination. Quick little update coming up here. So now I'm heading to the Sierra gate so I can take a look at what the festivities are going to be. Spawning at the A and B gates didn't take that long, but regardless, here's a video update on what's going to happen. Alrighty guys, so quick little update as of now. Currently I'm traveling at the Bravo gates, but I'm going to be heading to the Sierra gates, the satellite gate for the international airlines. So as of now, I think the Finnair is like over Washington right now, so its estimated arrival time should be around 5:30, but I think I still have time to like actually go in the Sierra terminals. Either way, so got a Delta 737-800, if I can try to like zoom in. Hang on. But yeah, we got a Delta 737-800 just finishing its pushback. And yeah, I'm gonna be heading to the tram to the Sierra gates, and hopefully I can get some good shots there. And off we go onto the tram ride. And just like my Turkish video, I had to travel to the A gates first before stopping at the S gates last. It wasn't that long of a train ride, and there were less people inside the train, so passenger travel numbers weren't that big when I was there, but regardless, here I am at the satellite concourse. There are a couple of international airlines that operate daily to Seattle. It's nice to see many of these international airlines come to large airports, and SeaTac Airport has got quite an international lineup. I caught a few aircraft before Finnair came. One of them is an Air France Boeing 777-200ER that is now starting pushback at Gate Sierra 12. This aircraft will be heading out to Paris Charles de Gaulle as Air France Flight 355. I did catch a previous flight back in my Turkish flight while it was on the taxiway. Air France operates daily to Seattle, and it's nice to see Air France use their 777s on their US route networks. I wonder if they'll bring the A350 soon. So a few minutes passed, and while I was strolling around the concourse, I saw something amazing that is about to happen when that Finnair flight arrives. And here's a video on what is about to happen. Yo, guys. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's about to happen. Oh boy, this is insane. Ladies and gentlemen. Oh my. Whew. I have no words, but look at this, ladies and gentlemen. We got airport fire trucks here coming in. This is gonna be a water salute. Oh my goodness. This is gonna be my first time. This is like a first timer for me to catch a very special water salute. Oh boy, this is gonna be very exciting. Like I said, this is the first timer for me, and oh, I can't wait to get some good pictures of that. This is very exciting, everybody. I am about to witness a special phenomenon at an airport, and it rarely happens. But a water salute is about to happen once the Finnair plane enters the ramp. I am super hyped for this moment right here, folks, and I'm pretty sure that this is gonna turn out amazing. Now here's an Alaska Airlines Boeing 737-800 that just exited the runway and is now taxiing to its gate. This aircraft came all the way to my hometown airport at Sacramento, a bit early for its scheduled arrival time for 5:34 p.m. The registration of this aircraft is November 581 Alpha Sierra. The next shots appeared blurry, but here is a picture of an Emirates 777-300ER taking off. Just like my previous SeaTac spotting video, the flight will be heading down to Dubai as EK230. And this registration for this aircraft is Alpha 6 Echo Quebec Foxtrot. I do wish these takeoff shots turned out a lot more better, but once again, getting pictures inside of the terminal is a challenge, and some photos may turn out good or not so good. Next we have this Delta Connection Embraer E175, registered November 300 Sierra Yankee. This aircraft will be heading down to Portland International for its short-haul flight. The odd thing is that the aircraft passes two fire trucks that will do the water salute for Finnair. So as each plane passes, they just wait a while until the time comes. Some passengers on that Delta flight were probably wondering what was going on or why the fire trucks were there. And to pretty much top it all off, we have a Turkish Airlines Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner at Gate Sierra 11. This aircraft arrived from Istanbul as flight TK203. The airline was still relatively new to the airport since they did their inaugural flight on May 27, 5 days before this one. Feel free to check out the card that's going to be appearing on the screen that shows you my previous Seattle spotting video I did. I did cover a lot of what happened on the day Turkish Airlines arrived for the first time in SeaTac. It was a nice inaugural flight for Turkish, and I think they will have a strong connection between the Pacific Northwest and Istanbul. And I'm glad Turkish is doing their part. Oh, and speaking of inaugural, ladies in Seattle-Tacoma International Airport. Man, these landing shots really turned out amazing. Lighting was about right for a nice photo like this. Really happy for these photos, and they're gonna turn out great when editing in Photoshop. Man, these next photos are going to be absolutely amazing. And I have been waiting for such a long time to see this phenomenon at an airport. But how about my trying to get these amazing ramp shots. And there's the registration right there. Let me try zooming it in. I can't zoom it up far, but wow. Let's get more amazing shots of this historic moment right here, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Just wow. Once again, hello Finnair. And ooh, we got a Delta A330-300. I think that's that's a 300 variant, I think. Maybe. Yeah, I think that's a 300 variant. But yeah, we got like that A330-300 coming in. Finnair. Hello Finnair. Wow. What an experience that was. I have to say, this just makes the day even better. A new airline coming to Seattle alongside a water salute provided by the Seattle Airport Fire Crew. Man, this just makes the day special for most of the airport employees here in Seattle Airport. They did an excellent job on coordinating the event, and they managed to get most of the time and schedule right. But that's not all. We still have some festivities that are going to happen at KSEA 9. So let's transition into that video on what's about to go down. And would you look at this, guys? We have a full-on party right here. Well, event here. We got the beautiful ribbon cutting thing for the ribbon cutting ceremony. Finnair, new non-stop service to Helsinki. Wow. Once again, hats off to the amazing Seattle crew for having this beautiful event. Wow. Really amazing. There were a lot of things at the gate. We got goodies and baggage tags for the passengers that are boarding the outbound flight. We are also going to be seeing some special guests to talk about this special occasion. And here's a closer look on what is about to be presented to the Finnair crew during the ceremony. This is a very nice and well-designed glass vase, and it really is an amazing artifact for this special event. Well, the festivities hasn't kicked off as yet, so I decided to do some more spotting at the Sierra Concourse. I first came across this Air Canada de Havilland Canada Q400 that's currently boarding passengers at the ramp. This aircraft is operated by Jazz Air and is still painted in the two-space livery. Really nice to see some Air Canada aircraft still in this livery. The turquoise looks really nice and it gives off a nice 2000s feel to it. And coming back to the Alpha gates, we do have a Delta Airlines Boeing 757-300 pulling into Gate Alpha 4. This aircraft arrived from Atlanta as Delta Flight 8785, and the aircraft registration is November 592 November Whiskey, which was previously flown by Northwest Airlines. It's really nice to see Delta 757-300s. They don't fly to my local airport, so it's great to see this aircraft at bigger airports across the country. Here are some more images of the preparations for the inauguration ceremony. A lot of airport employees, including ramp agents and airport staff, are here for today's event, and it's a great pleasure to see them on this day. We even got the pilots and the flight attendants that are present. They will conduct the outbound flight later down the road. Huge congratulations to the flight crew for this special inauguration event. So after a few minutes, the inauguration ceremony began. Now I didn't film the entire ceremony, but I will show you a few clips and pictures for the speeches and other key moments that happened during the ceremony. So without further ado, let's jump into the highlights.
And Finnair's new Seattle route will continue that tradition, providing access not just to Helsinki, but to destinations throughout the Nordic, Europe, and beyond. And whether you're a visitor or returning home, passengers flying into Seattle on Finnair will utilize our brand new international arrivals facility, which provides a
and those of you entering Helsinki today for the first time will see a lot of beautiful Nordic elements and fresh Nordic design. So we are also renewing our whole long-haul experience with a total new business class, a new premium economy travel class, and a refreshed the new
And now we get into the ribbon cutting ceremony. What a way to finish off an inauguration ceremony with a ribbon cutting to start off Seattle's new route network. It was a memorable moment for the Finnair and SeaTac crew, and I'm beyond excited for Finnair's operations here. I think they'll do an amazing job. And now, let's get into the ribbon cutting ceremony. Here we go. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for the ribbon cutting ceremony? Alright, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We are. Alright, here we go. Alright, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, there we go. Woo! Excellent job. Man, wow. And the inaugural flight for Helsinki has begun. Congratulations. Wow, guys, that was amazing. That was an amazing ceremony from the SeaTac airport crew. Man, once again, congratulations Finnair on your inaugural flight to Seattle. As you can see, we got the pushback tug right here. It's at gate 09. And we got some catering trucks right there. Man, this is beautiful. What a day to remember. I think I said that a couple of times. I think I said it in the water salute, but man, amazing. The ceremony was absolutely amazing. I think the airport did a fantastic job on preparing this event for those who are traveling from Helsinki to Seattle. Once again, I think Finnair will do a fantastic job operating flights in and out of Seattle. The city itself is a nice hot spot for Finnair, which will be operating 3 times weekly as of this recording. I hope this route does do good for the next few months, and I hope they continue that network for many years to come. Now let's get back into terminal spotting action. I first came close with the Icelandair Boeing 767-300ER at gate Sierra 10. This aircraft arrived from Reykjavik at 6:29 p.m. and will be heading back there later in the evening. Really surprising to see an Icelandair 767 at Seattle during this time. Mainly a 757 would come here during this time frame, but I'm assuming that the increase in passenger numbers led to them bringing a 767 at some points during the day. So it was a very nice plane to see in person. Now here are some wallpaper photos of the Finnair AC-30 before its inaugural departure begins. I think these photos look amazing and they are perfect to add as a phone wallpaper. It was later down the line that Seattle was already starting to get a lot of traffic flow. You can see on Flight Radar 24 on how packed Seattle is during this time. Really nice to see heavy movements at a big airport like this. It does show how busy the airport operations are and how many passengers are traveling. Also, the runways are switched during this time segment, so planes are now taking off and landing on the south runways of the airport. Mainly 3-4 right for departures, but we also have 3-4 center and 3-4 left for arriving aircraft. Now here is a FedEx Express McDonnell Douglas MD-11F taxiing on taxiway Bravo. This aircraft will be heading down to Memphis as FedEx Flight 1223, and the registration for this plane is November 614 Foxtrot Echo. It's so nice to see a FedEx MD-11F most of the time. I think these planes are very useful for FedEx, and despite an aircraft being old, it still managed to continue serving with FedEx for many years to come. This is also one of the older MD-11Fs in FedEx's fleet. This plane comes at an age of 30 years old, so that's very cool. Here's a wide shot of the Alaska Airlines maintenance hangar, a full-on facility of Alaska aircraft. A lot of 737s were present, but we also have an A220 currently waiting to get its maintenance check started. Really nice to see the Alaska maintenance crew working around the clock to get these aircraft safe for passengers to fly on. I really do appreciate their hard work. And here's the departure board for the inaugural Finnair flight back to Helsinki. The flight will be operated as Finnair Flight 34 and should be departing around 7:20 p.m. The status says it is on time, so that should be a green light for the flight back since there are no disruptions for the long journey back. The next key moment I want to talk about was very special. You know, I enjoyed the water salute, the speeches that were given, and the ribbon cutting ceremony for the past hours, but what really topped it off was a special gift to one of the Seattle airport crew. There were a few cookies and baggage tags at the table, and most passengers who boarded that flight got one for themselves. Well, it turns out that they also handed me a cookie and a baggage tag as well. Now that was a very special gesture to the airport crew, and I cannot thank that person enough for giving this to me. It really shows how great the aviation community is. I was beyond fortunate to receive these items, and this will be a memory I get to keep for many years to come. wow. I just want to give a huge shout out to all the Seattle airport crew for making this day so special. And shout out to the worker who gave these items to me. I'm really thankful for your generosity. Now here comes a video clip of that. Alrighty guys, so Seattle airport staff was very kind enough to actually send me this beautiful cookie. And wow, this is, I gotta say, they did a good job on that cookie. They also sent me like, well, we got a couple of tests for the water salute, and that's gonna be happening when the Finnair departs. I also want to mention, I also got this baggage tag for this special occasion, and man, what a beautiful moment. Like I said, I know I said this a couple of times. It is a plane spotting day I will never forget. And wow, Finnair, what an amazing airline. Now I don't have enough sunlight for these next photos since the sun was now blocked by some overcast coming towards the airport. But these photos still turn out good to my eye. And here's another FedEx MD-11F on taxiway Bravo. This aircraft will be heading down to Oakland as FedEx Flight 568, and the registration of that aircraft is November 607 Foxtrot Echo. Just like what I said on the other FedEx MD-11, I think this is a very useful aircraft for FedEx if cargo demand is high. And I'm so fortunate to see another FedEx MD-11 on that day. Now it's back to that Turkish 787-9 Dreamliner, which is now beginning to taxi out to the runway. This aircraft will be heading back to Istanbul as Turkish Flight 204. Once again, the airline was still relatively new to the airport as of that day, but I think Turkish Airlines will do an amazing job operating flights from Istanbul to Seattle, and I think it's a great route network for them overall. However, the registration of this aircraft is very familiar. This Turkish Dreamliner is registered Tango Charlie Lima Lima Oscar, which if you guys don't know, this is the exact registration Gemini Jets did in 1/400 scale as part of the September 2021 releases, and in 1/200 scale as part of the October/November 2021 releases. What a coincidence that was to see the actual aircraft that was made in model form come to this airport. It was a very nice catch for me, and I may consider getting the 1/400 scale of this aircraft at some point in the future. Now over here we have a United Boeing 737-900ER in the Continental Globe colors, registered November 37434. I believe this aircraft is being towed for maintenance or heading to its gate, but I'm assuming it's going to be towed to its gate so it can prepare for the next flight. I think that same goes for the United 737-800 we saw earlier. The next video coming up is the pushback of the Finnair A330 getting ready for the inaugural outbound flight to Helsinki. Now this is where I got the camera rolling again because we got some amazing videos I do want to provide you guys. So let's start with the pushback video. Alrighty boys, one final hurrah for the Finnair A330-300 on its inaugural flight to Seattle. And now it's going to be heading back to Helsinki as, I think the flight number is AY134. AY34, yes, there we go. And as you can see, getting some good pushback shots. Lighting is really good, I must say. No lights, hello, you there in the middle. Kinda like trying to wave to the pilots, but yeah, there she is. And here are the pushback photos. Personally, even without good lighting, the photos really turn out amazing. And how about this front shot right here? Wow, doesn't that look incredible? Wow, really proud of this photo right here. That looks pretty nice. And along with that, some more photos after its pushback. And as soon as the aircraft began taxiing out shortly after pushback, that special phenomenon happened again. Man, you guys already know what I'm talking about, so here's that video clip for you guys right now. There it is, everybody. The water salute for its departure. Oh, I hope these photos actually turn out good. Honestly, the landing shots actually did turn out better. They actually looked like they were actually good. But there she is. Wow. Passing through the amazing water arc. Wow. Oh my god. Oh, it stopped. Oh, of course, the pictures. Why not? Wow. Well, this Finnair's Boeing 767 is kind of blocking it, but... Alright. Alright, some more shots. There it is. Wow. Oh my god. And it's over. Man, what a day. Guys, wow. I have no words on how this day went. Man, I can only describe it as amazing, astonished, flabbergasted, you name it. I am just amazed to see this in Seattle or any airport in general. Wow, that is one amazing day. Oh wow. And Seattle Airport fire trucks are now heading back to their fire stations. And I guess they're done for the day. And that includes me as well. Oh look, we got like a Delta 737-800. I think that's 800, yeah. And no water salute for this guy. But Helsinki, coming back on the A330-300. It's good to have you, Finnair, in Seattle, and it was amazing. Wow. Man, that water salute is absolutely wonderful. I know that Icelandair 767 was blocking it, but I don't care as long as I get the beautiful water arc and the aircraft passing through it. Wow. Just incredible. And honestly though, these shots really turn out to look nice. Not as good compared to the arrival flight, but it's all good. I got a few good photos of that. And here she is turning to taxiway Bravo, where she'll be departing at runway 34 right for its flight back to Helsinki. The sky backdrop really stands out here in these photos, and I think it really looks so perfect for an awesome photo shoot right there. Wow. I did get more photos from the terminal building, and although there weren't a lot, I still have some good ones. Here's a front shot of an EVA Air Boeing 787-10 at Gate Sierra 16. This aircraft arrived from Taipei as EVA Flight 026, and the aircraft registration is Bravo 17807. Really nice to see EVA's Dash 10s in Seattle. The livery on this aircraft looks beautiful along with their Dash 9s. And currently taxiing to parking, we have an Aeromexico Boeing 737-800. This aircraft arrived from Mexico City as Flight 494, and the registration of this plane is November 368 Alpha Romeo, which is a unique registration since it's using the November registration instead of the X-Ray Alpha registration on most of the aircraft. And currently taxiing out is the Icelandair 767 I showed you guys earlier when it was at its gate. This aircraft will be heading back to Reykjavik for its evening departure. And soon after the Icelandair 767 started taxiing, the Finnair A330 rolled down the runway for takeoff, and I immediately got my camera ready and filmed its departure. Although I don't have good photos because the sun was gone at this point, the video managed to provide a great catch of that aircraft, the star of today's inaugural flight. Man, now let's roll that video of its takeoff right now. And here comes Finnair. Where is she? I can hear like the takeoff. No, there she is. Goodbye, Finnair. And hope you had an amazing time with us in Seattle. Heading back to Helsinki. There she goes right there. And V1 rotate. And off she goes. Wow, man. And that closes a chapter of one astonishing and amazing day. Wow, wow, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness. Wow. And with that, it's time for me to head home to my Airbnb. What an amazing time I had at Seattle during Finnair's inaugural flight event. I had an amazing time once again, and I was beyond exhausted from all the amazing events that happened on that day. And just before I left the Sierra gates, I decided to get one more amazing shot of that EVA 787-10. And this was a better angle compared to my previous one. It does give a great glimpse of that beautiful livery. And I'm just happy with the photo results, even though I can still see the reflection of the inside of the terminal. But I still think it looks good regardless. Now as I head down to the tram and go to the main terminal, let's jump into some concluding thoughts. And I have a lot of things to say about this event, so let's jump into some conclusions. Wow guys, oh my goodness. How can I describe this day? This day was phenomenal. And as I all alone in the tram by myself, I want to talk about the recaps of what happened today. Oh my goodness, what an amazing event this happened in Seattle, or some kind of airport in general. We had like a very amazing water salute, which is my first catch of a beautiful water salute, both from like its arrival and its departure. Man, that is astonishing to look at. Pretty rare to see in an airport, but it is definitely eye-catching. We also had like some amazing thoughts about like the route itself and how Seattle has changed, and they also did like an amazing ribbon cutting ceremony. Man, that really just tops it off, the inaugural flight. Well, water salute as well, but nevertheless, what an amazing day here in Seattle-Tacoma International Airport. And once again, I am so happy to finally, I'm just so happy to finally be here on this very special day. Wow. How can I describe it? It's just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Now, before I left the airport, I checked if some of the gift shops were open. But sadly, none of them are open because they were closed around this time. So it's quite unfortunate for me not to take any aviation items back to my Airbnb. But I at least got some snacks and water from a nearby vending machine to help me enjoy some treats and stay hydrated during my ride back home. The snacks were good. I really enjoyed the good taste of gummy bears during the trip. And that's it for the special Finnair inaugural plane spotting video. What an amazing spotting day that was, ladies and gentlemen. All the festivities, the water salutes, and just the amazing atmosphere from this inaugural event just made this one of my best spotting days I have ever had. Once again, and I know I said this a couple times, but I just want to give a very big shout out to the airport staff at Seattle-Tacoma Airport and the Finnair crew who made this event possible. I enjoyed it tremendously, and you guys did all you could to make me happy. And Finnair is going to do great with their Helsinki to Seattle service. And I'm beyond excited for Finnair to connect the Pacific Northwest, and it was a great welcome for them. A day that I will never forget, and one of my best days I have ever had as an aviation enthusiast. And I'm beyond happy to show my gratitude towards the aviation community. Being part of them is the best thing I have ever done in my life. Thank you all so much for watching this special plane spotting video. If you haven't already, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and turn on that post notification bell so you won't miss a video like this anytime soon. And if you want to see more of my plane spotting content, then you can click on the card that's going to be appearing on your screen, and you can check all my amazing plane spotting content for you guys to enjoy. And without being said, that's it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Anyways, good night.